Every scared dog reads the world through threat: a fast hand, a loud voice, a direct stare, a rope, a cage, a stranger walking closer. To us, these things can mean rescue. To a frightened dog, they can mean danger. That is the strange problem at the center of every dog rescue. A human may be trying to help, but the dog does not know that yet. It only knows that something bigger is coming closer. It only knows that it cannot escape. It only knows that the body is telling it to run, hide, bark, freeze, or fight. And then, sometimes, something changes. The same dog that was shaking in a corner slowly stops moving away. The barking becomes quieter. The eyes stay locked on the human. The body lowers. The breathing slows. The dog does not fully trust yet, but it begins to wait. And that is where the question becomes fascinating. Do dogs know when you are trying to help them? Not later, when they are safe. Not days later, when they are eating from your hand, but in the actual moment. When the hand reaches toward the trap, when the leash is placed gently around the neck, when the rescuer sits on the ground and does not move. The answer is not as simple as yes or no, because dogs are emotional animals. They read humans constantly. They notice voice, movement, posture, smell, eye contact, and timing. But fear can block understanding. A calm dog may understand human help very quickly. A terrified dog may not understand anything except survival. So the real answer is this: dogs may not always understand help immediately, but many dogs can recognize when a human is not behaving like a threat. And once that happens, trust can begin. To understand this, we need to begin with what fear does to a dog. When a dog feels trapped or in danger, the brain does not calmly analyze the situation. It activates survival mode. The body prepares for emergency. The heart beats faster. Breathing changes. Muscles tighten. The dog becomes hyper-aware of movement. Every sound feels sharper. Every step toward it feels bigger. The dog is not thinking like a relaxed pet in a living room. It is thinking like an animal trying to stay alive. This is why scared dogs often do things that confuse humans. They may run from people who are trying to save them. They may bark at rescuers. They may hide under cars. They may refuse food. They may freeze and stare. They may avoid eye contact. They may growl even when they are not aggressive by nature. A scared dog is not being ungrateful. It is overwhelmed. Its brain is asking one question: is this safe? And for many dogs, the first answer is no. Not because the human is bad, but because the dog does not yet have enough information. Dogs are not born understanding rescue. They do not automatically know that a person with kind intentions is different from a person with harmful intentions. They must read the signals, and those signals matter more than words. A human can say, "It's okay," but if the body moves too fast, the dog may not believe the voice. A human can say, "I'm helping you," but if the hand reaches directly over the dog's head, the dog may feel trapped. A human can feel love and compassion, but the dog reads posture first. This is why experienced rescuers move slowly. They often crouch or sit down. They turn their bodies slightly sideways. They avoid rushing straight toward the dog. They keep their voice low and soft. They let the dog smell. They give space. They wait. To a human watching, this can look like nothing is happening, but to the dog, everything is happening. The dog is measuring the human. Is the human chasing? Is the human grabbing? Is the human blocking escape? Is the human staring like a predator? Is the human calm? Is the human predictable? Is the human giving me a choice? Dogs are extremely sensitive to patterns, and one of the strongest patterns they recognize is intention through movement. A threat moves one way. A helper often moves another way. A dangerous person may rush, corner, yell, pull, or force. A calm rescuer may slow down, lower their body, wait, and let the dog approach in small steps. The dog may not think this person is rescuing me, but it can begin to think this person is not attacking me. That is the first door that opens. Before trust comes the absence of immediate danger. And for a scared dog, that is huge. Dogs are especially interesting because they are not like most wild animals. Dogs have lived beside humans for thousands of years. Their ancestors were shaped by human environments. Over time, dogs became unusually skilled at reading people. They can follow pointing gestures. They can learn human routines. They can recognize familiar voices. They can notice emotional tone. Some dogs can even respond differently when a human is crying, angry, happy, or afraid. This does not mean dogs understand human emotions exactly the way humans do, but they are very good at noticing changes. A dog may not know the full story, but it can sense tension. It can sense calm. It can sense confidence. It can sense hesitation. It can sense whether the human body is relaxed or threatening. That ability is one reason dogs are able to bond with humans so deeply. Dogs do not just live around humans. They watch who's, they study who's, they learn who's. A family dog may know the sound of one person's car. It may know when dinner is coming. It may know when someone is about to leave the house. It may know which human is gentle and which human is unpredictable. It may know when a person is sad before the person says anything. Dogs are pattern readers. And when it comes to rescue, pattern reading can become survival. Imagine a stray dog caught in a fence. The dog is frightened. It pulls away whenever someone comes near. It does not know the person is trying to free it. All it knows is that it is stuck and a human is approaching. At first, the dog may panic, but then the human stops. The human lowers their voice. The human does not pull at the dog's body. Instead, the human touches the fence. The human works on the thing that is trapping the dog. This matters because the dog can see where the human attention is going. If the human grabs the dog, fear increases. If the human works around the trapped area without attacking, the dog may begin to reassess. The dog is still afraid, but the expected threat does not arrive. No hit, no chase, no pain, no sudden attack. The brain has to update. Something is different. This is where many rescue moments become powerful. The dog does not suddenly become calm because it understands everything. It becomes still because the danger pattern is not completing. The human is close, but not acting like a predator. The human is touching the problem, not punishing the dog. The human is staying calm, even while the dog is afraid. That can create a small opening. And sometimes a small opening is enough. This is why patience can save a dog's life. A frightened dog cannot be argued into trust. It has to experience safety. Second by second, no sudden movement, no forced contact, no loud reaction, no punishment for fear, just calm repetition. The human stays safe. The human stays predictable. The human does not escalate. Over time, the dog's nervous system begins to come down. And when that happens, the dog can think again. Fear is like noise in the brain. When the noise is too loud, learning is almost impossible. But when the noise lowers, the dog can notice more. The smell of food, the softness of the voice, the direction of the hand, the absence of harm, the space being given. That is when a dog may start to understand that the human is helping. Not in a human sentence, not with words, but in the language dogs actually use: body, movement, timing, tone, outcome. This is also why rescued dogs often change after they are safe. At first, some dogs are shut down. They do not make eye contact. They do not eat normally. They do not play. They do not wag their tails. They may sleep a lot. They may hide. They may flinch at sounds. People sometimes ask, "Does the dog know I saved it?" At that exact moment, maybe not fully, the dog may simply be exhausted. It may still be processing fear. It may not yet connect the human with safety, but over days and weeks, the pattern becomes clearer. This person brings food. This person does not hurt me. This person opens doors. This person gives warmth. This person speaks gently. This person returns. This person is predictable. For dogs, trust is not built from one dramatic moment. It is built from repeated evidence. And this is where dogs can show something that feels very close to gratitude. A dog that once hid may begin to follow the rescuer. A dog that once shook may rest its head in a human lap. A dog that once avoided touch may lean into a hand. A dog that once refused eye contact may look up softly. To humans, that feels like the dog is saying thank you. Science is careful with that word. Gratitude is a complex human emotion. We cannot climb inside a dog's mind and prove it experiences gratitude exactly the way we do, but we can observe behavior. Dogs remember who is safe. Dogs form attachments. Dogs seek comfort from trusted humans. Dogs can show relief. Dogs can show affection. Dogs can show preference. Dogs can become deeply bonded to people associated with safety after fear. So even if we cannot prove the word gratitude, we can say something real. Dogs can learn who helped them. They can remember kindness. They can attach to the person who became safe when the world was frightening, and that may be close enough to what most people mean. But there is an important difference between a dog knowing help and a dog trusting help. A dog can need help and still resist it. A dog can sense kindness and still be afraid. A dog can want safety and still bite if it feels trapped. This is why rescue work is so difficult. Fear can make a good dog look dangerous. Pain can make a gentle dog snap. Past trauma can make a loving dog avoid people. Confusion can make a dog run from the very person trying to save it. That does not mean the dog is bad. It means the dog is protecting itself with the only tools it has. A dog cannot say, "I am scared." It cannot say, "Please do not grab me." It cannot say, "I do not know what you are doing." So it uses signals: growling, barking, backing away, freezing, lip licking, turning the heads, tucking the tail, showing the whites of the eyes, trying to escape. These are messages. If humans listen early, the dog may not need to escalate. If humans ignore the messages, the dog may feel forced to defend itself. This is why understanding dog body language matters. A wagging tail does not always mean happiness. A still dog is not always calm. A quiet dog is not always safe. A dog that looks away may be asking for space. A dog that freezes may be close to panic. A dog that takes food and then retreats is not rejecting help. It is trying to stay safe while accepting something good. When humans understand these signals, they become better helpers. And dogs notice. They may not understand our words, but they understand whether we respect their fear. That respect can become the beginning of trust. Now, think about the difference between a pet dog and a truly frightened stray. A pet dog that already trusts people may understand help much faster. If it gets stuck in a blanket, trapped behind a gate, or scared by a noise, it may look to its owner. It may seek help. It may come closer. It may allow handling because it has a history of safety with that person. This is why many dogs run to their owners when they are frightened. The human is not just another animal. The human is a safe base. But a stray dog without that history does not have the same confidence. It may have learned that humans are unpredictable. Some humans feed, some humans chase, some humans ignore, some humans harm. So the dog has to decide carefully. The same human hand can mean food, capture, comfort, or danger. That is why trust takes time. And that is why the moment a scared dog finally steps toward a rescuer can be so emotional. It is not just movement. It is a decision. The dog is choosing to risk a little trust. A paw forward, a nose toward the food, a softer eye, a body that shifts from flight to curiosity. Small signs, but huge meaning, because for a frightened dog, trust is expensive. It can cost safety if the dog is wrong. So when a dog chooses to trust, even a little, it means the human has given enough signals to lower the threat. This is why so many rescuers talk about letting the dog make the choice. Choice changes everything. When a dog feels it has no choice, fear rises. When a dog feels it can move away, it may be brave enough to move closer. This sounds opposite, but it is true. Freedom creates trust. Force creates panic. A dog that is allowed to approach may approach sooner. A dog that is cornered may resist harder. That is why sitting still can sometimes work better than chasing. That is why tossing food from a distance can work better than reaching. That is why waiting can be more powerful than grabbing. Two humans waiting feels slow. Two dogs waiting can feel safe. And safety is the language help is built from. There is another layer to this question. Dogs are not just reading danger. They are also reading emotional state. Many dogs respond to human distress. Some approach crying people, some lick faces, some lean against the body, some become alert when their owner is anxious. Some service dogs are trained to respond to panic, seizures, blood sugar changes, or physical distress. Even untrained dogs often notice when something is wrong. They may not understand the reason, but they detect change. Tone, smell, breathing, posture, routine. This ability may help dogs understand helping behavior because they can sense calm intention. A rescuer who is patient and emotionally steady gives different signals from a person who is angry or panicked. Dogs can feel that difference, not in a magical way, in a biological way. They are watching. They are smelling. They are hearing. They are reading. A calm nervous system can help calm another nervous system. This is why the human's emotional state matters so much. If you approach a scared dog while anxious, loud, or frustrated, the dog may become more scared. If you approach with calm confidence, the dog may still be afraid, but the situation becomes more predictable. Dogs do not need perfect humans. They need safe humans, and safe humans are consistent. The question becomes even more interesting when we look at dogs after rescue. Some rescued dogs seem to attach strongly to the person who helped them. They follow them from room to room. They watch them constantly. They become deeply loyal. People often say, "He knows I saved him, maybe he does." Or maybe he knows something simpler and more powerful. When I was scared, this person became safe. When I was hungry, this person brought food. When I was trapped, this person ended the trap. When I was alone, this person stayed. A dog does not need to understand the full human story to understand the result. Before, there was fear. After, there was safety. And the human was part of that change. That is enough to create a bond. In some cases, the bond becomes extremely strong because fear and relief are powerful experiences. A dog that moves from danger into safety may remember the contrast vividly. The world before, the world after, the person connected to that change. This does not mean every rescued dog instantly loves its rescuer. Some need months. Some never fully relax with certain types of people. Some carry fear from previous experiences. Some bond slowly. Some bond with one person, but avoid others. Every dog is different, but the ability is there. Dogs can connect humans with safety. They can learn who helped, they can choose trust, and they can remember. The problem is that humans often want the emotional ending too fast. We want the rescued dog to understand immediately. We want the tail wag, the hug, the grateful eyes, the perfect transformation. But real rescue is often quieter. A dog eating while you sit across the room. A dog sleeping for the first time without shaking. A dog walking through a doorway it was afraid of yesterday. A dog letting a hand touch its shoulder for 1 second. A dog looking at a human and not running. These are not small things. These are the steps of a brain learning that help is real. So, do dogs know when you are helping them? Sometimes, yes. Especially when they already trust humans. Especially when the help is calm. Especially when the dog can see that the human is removing the problem instead of becoming the problem. But sometimes, no. Not achi. First, fear may be too loud. Pain may be too strong. The dog may only see a stranger coming closer. That is why helping a dog is not just about intention. It is about communication. You may know your heart is kind. The dog does not. You have to show it in a language the dog understands. Slow movement, soft voice, sideways posture, space, patience, predictability, respect. And when the dog finally believes those signals, something remarkable happens. The animal that was trying to escape may stop. The eyes may soften. The body may lower. The dog may take food. The dog may step closer. The dog may allow the leash. The dog may let the hand touch the trap. The dog may not know the word rescue, but it knows the threat did not come. It knows the pressure change. It knows that humans stayed calm. It knows the pain, fear, or danger began to end. That is how dogs understand help. Not as an idea, as an experience. And maybe that is why the bond between humans and dogs feels so ancient. Because for thousands of years, we have been reading each other. Humans learned to see loyalty in dogs. Dogs learned to see safety in humans. We built something between species that does not need perfect language. A look can matter. A hand can matter. A pause can matter. A soft voice can matter. A bowl of food placed at the right distance can matter. A door opened slowly can matter. A leash held gently can matter. To a scared dog, these small things are not small. They are evidence, and with enough evidence, fear can turn into trust. So the next time you see a rescue video where a dog finally stops running, do not think of it as a simple happy moment. Think of what had to happen inside that dog's mind. The brain had to question its fear. The body had to lower its alarm. The dog had to read the human and decide that maybe, just maybe, this person was not danger. Maybe this person was the way out. That moment is fragile. It is quiet. And it is powerful. Because a dog does not give trust because we deserve it. A dog gives trust when our actions become safe enough to believe, and when that trust appears, it can change everything. A frightened animal becomes a companion. A stranger becomes family. A rescue becomes a relationship. Dogs may not understand help the way humans explain it, but they understand safety. They understand patterns. They understand gentle hands. They understand who stayed. They understand who did not hurt them. They understand who opened the door when they were trapped in fear. And sometimes, when the fear finally fades, they look back at the human who helped them with eyes that seem to say something we cannot fully prove. But many people feel immediately, I know, not in words, not in the human way, but in the ancient language dogs have always used trust. And for a dog, trust may be the deepest form of understanding there is.